Combine harvesters move into golden fields of barley, beginning a process that will have a direct effect on our pockets. Winter barley is the first of our cereal crops to come in, and it was planted in October before the Ukrainian conflict and when red diesel was under 50 pence a litre. John McClanahan, Deputy President of the Ulster Farmers Union, explains.
That crop has been an expensive crop to grow this year. The farmers have took on additional input costs around the cost of the fertiliser, the cost of the fuel, the cost of the plant protection products they've had to use.
Agri-fuel is now over $1.20 a litre, and with some machines using over 1,000 litres a day, prices for crops should be up substantially, but the market seems to be slow to react.
Certainly there seems to be a little downward pressure at the moment on those prices. Prices being talked down, which is unfortunate. I mean, as farmers, we always farm with a certain degree of optimism, but this year we've had to imply a lot of additional costs in getting those crops to the point of harvest. And we are hoping that the market will give us a return for that additional cost that we've had to incur.
The simple equation of supply and demand will ultimately set prices and crop planning for 2023.
If we've learned anything over the last 6 months, it's how global markets can change dramatically, how events in other parts of the world can have a dramatic effect on what happens in our part of the world. So there's a need again to recognise that level of self-sufficiency which we've lost over the last couple of decades. We don't want to get to a situation where as a nation we become totally dependent on imported food products and we end up with empty shelves. That's something we want to avoid. So that's something if government can do anything, it should look at policy which will ensure that we have continued supply of local food.
Many farms have been encouraged to drive forward and away from older methods, but barley has many uses. One of the byproducts of barley is straw. Traditionally used for bedding, it can also be found in such products as chaff. But with budgets tightening on the farms this winter, traditional methods will more than likely be back in use.
We know some farmers who are looking at chopping that straw and putting it straight back into the ground for the nutrient value that it will give because of the higher fertiliser prices that are in the industry. So by reusing that straw back into the ground, they can save on their fertiliser bill next year.
With global costs rising, farms cannot absorb any more expense. If food prices are to be kept steady, the government must re-evaluate its agricultural policy. Dougie Beattie, GB News.